Wournos, please take it away.
Dawn? It's me, Lee. Hey. Yeah. You good? Yeah, I know it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Listen, I just wanted to thank you for everything. Everything you've done for me. You've been my best friend for so long and writing letters for 11 years. You've been with me through it all, and I just want to say thank you. And I just want to say thank you for all the times you reminded me. All the good times. When we were kids, going to the pits, all the bonfires, smoking dobbies, and drinking. Those were good times. They say when you die, they say when you die, your whole life flashes before you. Well, I hope it stops when we were teens. Because those were some good times. You were always so good to me. You and your family and your mom. Thank your mom for me. She always gave me a safe place to be. When you get here, I'm gonna show you around. Gonna give you star treatment like the star you are. You and Ty, when you guys get here. I love you both. From here into eternity. Keith's gonna be there. But you and Ty, I'm going to see Keith. But you two will be the ones I'm thinking about as I'm taking off. Thank you for taking my ashes back home. I want to be back home. Anyway, I gotta go. I love you dearly, Dawn. You're my only true friend. What'd you say? Oh, what do you want, you motherfucker? You think I don't know that you've been torturing me? Listening to everything I say? I feel those sonic waves that you have pumping in my brain. You're just torturing me. Yeah, fuck you. You can go to hell. I know you've been doing all this stuff, poisoning my food. You think I'm gonna get my next meal tomorrow, my last meal? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Fuckers. They're nothing but tortured and betrayed by everyone in my life. Everyone. Every single human. It's a wicked, wicked world. Starting with those boys I worked on. All the kids knew it. I did what I had to do. All the kids knew what I was doing. They were all talking behind my back, and then all of a sudden one night they just threw me out in the snow. Just like that. Just nothing. And who the fuck rapes a 14-year-old? Fucking bastard. He said he knew my dad. He knew my dad. He knew where I lived, too. Most people thought my dad did it, but he never even exposed himself to me. Fucking bastard. He was cruel, but he never did anything like that. I would have seen that he'd come to jail. He never cared about me. Mom cared. Mom cared, but Dad didn't. When she died, she kicked me out. He kicked me out. That's when the hooking began. I had to take care of myself. It was the only thing I knew how to do. It was easy. It was easy to take Johns. I was ready to do it. But the rape. That's just evil. And the fucking cops did nothing about it. You know, I didn't used to hate men. I don't hate all men. I got them categorized. Cops, and dirty lawyers, and judges, they're all male. Those cops, from those fucking sheriffs who raped me in that motel. And they all knew I was the one killing. They all knew that I was the one killing. They knew it. And that I would take the fall for them. That I would clean up the streets. I would take care of their own job. And then they would turn me into a serial killer. And then they would turn me in. And what evil fuckers in this world frame a raped woman and turn her into a serial killer? And then turn her into nothing but books and movies to profit on. What they're doing is evil. It's wicked and it's evil. I'm so pissed at Arlene for just being a part of it. I only let her adopt me because I wanted something nice to be done with my body when I'm gone. But I have Dawn now. I've Dawn. I just want to leave this wicked world. I want to leave this wicked world and be with my Lord Jesus Christ. He's waiting for me. He's waiting for me and all the angels. And I'll be singing. But I've been wanting to meet him for a long time. I tried killing myself so many times. I just want to die. Nick came in for another interview today. He was wondering why I changed my plea from self-defense to first degree. I ain't never provoked them. They were wicked bastards. 2 of them raped me. The other 5 tried. I was just protecting myself. Did what I had to do. But I ain't no serial killer. I don't know why they keep wanting to label me as a serial killer. I didn't stalk nobody. I didn't shoot them in the face and chop their penis off and put it in their mouth and mutilate them or anything like that. I'm not a Jeffrey Dahmer. No, I'm not a serial killer. But I did kill those men. And I robbed them too. I admit it. Bare my soul. Let everyone know the truth so my soul can be clean for my Lord Jesus Christ. So I can get into heaven. But I killed them. And that's the least they would have done with me if they had had their way. And I'm so sick of hearing that she's crazy, and I'm sick of being evaluated so many times. I'm competent, and I'm sane, and I'm trying to tell the truth. Because that Mallory, he would have killed me for sure. Those fucking judges who wouldn't allow a retrial after there was evidence that he had already been in prison for rape before I killed him. Evil motherfuckers. Just wanting to frame a woman, turn her into a serial killer for profit. Because they don't want women who take their power and who aren't victims. I should be given a medal for it. I am not a serial killer. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. And the only people who ever saw that were Dawn and Ty and Keith. Ty, I love you. I know our love was a sin against Jesus, but I love you. And I would do anything for you. And I know you had to turn me in for yourself. You had to save yourself, but you had to save your family. I know. And I forgive you. And I love you. I can't wait to see you again. I'm gonna show you around when you get there. Keith. I missed you for so long. I miss you calling me Aileen. I love you. I can't wait to see you. You were the only bright thing in my childhood. Everyone else was cruel. Everyone else betrayed me. But you treated me right. You know, I wanted my ashes to be with you, where I put you. But I can't be here anymore. I can't be here in Florida. I gotta go back home. You understand, buddy? Do you get it? I know you do. I know. I can't wait to see you. It'll be like stepping onto that starship. And instead of throne, sitting in there would be Kirk or Picard. It'll be Jesus Christ. And I'll look down on everybody else. And I'll be back. I'll be back. You know, I wanted my ashes to be with you, where I put you. But I can't be here anymore. I can't be here in Florida. I gotta go back home. You understand, buddy? Do you get it? I know you do. I know. I can't wait to see you. It'll be like stepping onto that starship. And instead of throne, sitting in there would be Kirk or Picard. It'll be Jesus Christ. And I'll look down on everybody else. And I'll be back. I'll be back.
Hi, Aileen.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I am I'm here to discuss your version of what happened to you, the version of the truth, for an upcoming book project that obviously is completely in your hands and your voice only. That's, the only thing that, as you and I have discussed, that we're interested in here. So I just wanted to go over a few things. I brought in a few of my co-writers as well, that may have some questions as well for some other aspects than research that we're working on. Is this a good time to answer some questions?
Well, this is the only time.
Right.
Tomorrow's a big day. Going to meet my Lord Jesus Christ.
Right. I know. And I'm sorry for the timing of this, to be honest, but I know you wanted to leave the legacy of royalties to your church. And with that in mind, we do want to, make sure we get the details, like I said, as you wanted them written in your book, your side of the story. So one of the things I'm just foggy about is your experiences with your grandfather. So you lived with your grandmother and grandfather. Did you ever say anything or have any confrontation about the molestation and assault from your grandfather?
No, people think it was my grandfather, but it wasn't. It wasn't my grandfather. It was a friend of my grandfather.
Oh, a friend, right. Friend of your
it was a friend of my grandfather, and he said he knew my grandfather, and he knew where I lived.
Got it. I thought you meant it wasn't your dad, but your dad was incarcerated, right?
I never met my father.
You never did get to meet him?
No, my grandpa and my grandma raised me, so I call them mom and dad.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Is it true that your biological dad was schizophrenic?
Yeah, he was a messed up motherfucker. He killed himself in prison. But I never met him. Not once.
Do you ever...
Barely knew my mom. I only saw her at funerals. Wanted to spit on her every time I saw her, that fucking whore.
What was it about her that really upsets you the most?
She abandoned my brother and me. She didn't even fucking care. So I was done with her.
Your brother's Keith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a sexual relationship with your brother?
Yeah, but it was innocent. Like, we didn't do anything. It was more like foreplay because we were so young. But he was my best friend. We were best friends for so long. But no, it wasn't full anything, just messing around, full foreplay and stuff like that.
And when you said about you and Ty, your girlfriend who you love,
yeah.
When you said about it being a sin to be with her, what did that mean?
Well, when she and I were together and we loved each other, we were both lesbians, and that's sin. And I recognize that, and I still love her, but working on that lesbian side.
Right. Is that the only female relationship you had, or had you been involved with other women? Or
No, I had a girlfriend previous to Ty, but she used me for my money. I helped start her off on a steam cleaning business, and she stole all my money and she left me. But I love to give love, so I just give it to people, and then I usually get betrayed by everyone.
Did you want to talk about the fact that you had a baby out of wedlock and gave it up for adoption in this book, or did you want to say anything on that subject?
Well, it wasn't consensual. It wasn't out of wedlock. It was the rape when I was 14. And I was sent away to a home. They were horrible. And I gave the baby up for adoption, but I named him after my brother. And the judge told me afterwards that he got to keep his first name. So very happy for that. He went to a really well-off family.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. That's going to be a tough part of your book for sure. Tell me about just, the police reports. It all seems very confusing, and it seems like maybe you changed your story. Like you had 7 men rape you, but then you murdered them, or but that you weren't, but then you were framed, you feel. Can you just break that down just so that all my constituents here are very clear on how to write this for your book?
Well, here's what I want to be very clear. I was protecting myself, and I was protecting other women who would have been raped and killed by these men, by these sick, wicked bastards.
So you kind of feel like you're a vigilante of sorts, a protector of women.
No, I was just doing what needed to be done. Because out of those 7, 2 of them raped me. First one, Richard Mallory, I knew he was going to kill me afterwards. It was violent. It was horrible. But I knew he would kill me, so I killed him. I shot him. And the next one raped me. And then the other 5, they tried, but I stopped him. And I killed him, and I'm paying the price.
Does anybody else want to add anything? I know that a lot of my co-writers have some questions. Yeah, Tracey.
Yeah, Aileen, some of the information that we have read is that, your wishes are to have your ashes, buried back at home. There seems to have been a lot of pain back at home for you. And I find that curious that you would want your ashes to go back home. Can you talk a little bit about that? Why that's important to you?
I want to be close to Dawn. She was my only friend as a kid. And then when I went to prison, I wrote her a letter. Didn't think she would write back. But she wrote for 11 years. She's visited me. And she felt like home that I should have had.
Mm-hmm. What did she say anything particular while you were in prison, or what were your conversations like that you two kind of shared?
Well, we would just reminisce about old times. And she was just there for me. She would just listen. She would let me talk. She would be supportive. Yeah. Like a good friend, like a true friend.
What do you think about people who say you have a borderline personality disorder, or that you're antisocial personality disorder? And
well, they're the ones who are fucking crazy. Because I have been tested for years. People keep trying to say that I'm insane, but I pass every single test. They even took one just a couple days ago to make sure that I knew what was happening tomorrow. And I know. I'm going to the other side. I'm going to see the angels, Jesus. It's going to be like fucking Star Trek. Gonna be on the bridge. And y'all are just going to get nuked in 2019.
Aileen, did you find God in prison?
No. I knew him as a kid.
And do you
feel this whole time?
Feel that the punishment fits the crime for you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what I did. It had to be done, but I know what I did. I killed men. I killed those 7 men.
So what was the incident that like kind of like after 7, like what came to the head? How did you end up getting caught or blamed, as you would say, for the 7th? Like how did it all come to fruition that you're there now?
Well, for starters, I wasn't a serial killer because I did sloppy work. I didn't plan, I didn't strategize, I didn't cover up anything. I did sloppy work and they caught me. But it was all a scheme, you see. They knew it. They knew it from the beginning. But they just let me keep on cleaning up their streets and taking the fall for it.
So was there how were you arrested? Do you have any recollection of like the moment where did somebody turn you in? Did they just decide to arrest you? Like, how did you go from them wanting to clean up the streets to you being arrested?
They just decided one day that they had enough kills, that they were done, and I was drinking beer at my bar, last resort, playing my favorite tune on the jukebox, and they just came in. It's fucking cops.
Were you with Ty at that time?
She'd moved back home. We knew things were gonna get bad, and I was gonna get caught soon. And I told her to go home because it wasn't her fault. She didn't do anything.
What did you think of the movie that was made about you, and the fact that Charlize Theron played you?
I knew she was gonna play me.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. In fact, the letters that I wrote Dawn back and forth for 11 years, I told Dawn, when I'm gone, you let this actress read it because I want them to tell the true story. Not like that other movie that came out, Overkill. It's fucking bastards just telling the lie that they want to perpetuate. Just do it for profit off of a raped woman who was framed. But I wanted this next film to tell the truth.
Yeah. I'm sorry, how long have you been incarcerated for?
11 years.
Aileen, can I ask you a quick question? Do you believe that Jesus is always with you?
Yeah.
You believe the Lord and Savior is?
Yeah.
Was Jesus with you when you decided to murder these men? Did he inform you to kill them? Was there guidance from him? Was it Savior's work or was it?
No. There is evil, wicked people and wicked evil in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I have evil running through my veins, just like evil runs through everyone else's.
Mm-hmm. So we're all sinners. That's what we're learning right now. We're all sinners. That's what we believe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's a greater sin, being a lesbian or a murderer?
Well, fuck. I haven't heard of anyone going to prison and getting the death penalty for being a lesbian, so.
Right, but that's for everyone. What do you think is the greater sin?
It would be killing.
Killing, yeah.
Because I got a lot of love to give, and I don't think there's no evil in that.
Well, I just have one more question. Thank you so much for being so open. We're really grateful. Do you believe that the being raped, your two counts, is that correct? Or was it 3? I apologize. 2 times?
It's more than that.
More than that. Do you believe that those justify killing 7 people? Is it a balance? Is there karma in this for you?
No, or there's no karma. It's just evil and evil.
So there's no tally of good and evil. Good doesn't outweigh evil. Evil can outweigh good.
I'm just doing time for what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
not thinking about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just focusing on being up in the heavens.
And I apologize. I told you only one more question, but here I am asking you one more. Do you believe God has forgiven you?
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going to heaven.
Do you know you are?
Oh, I know I am.
You know you are.
Yeah, I know I am.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, those are great follow-up questions, Kilee, being that this book is definitely about forgiveness. Anybody else have some?
Yeah, Aileen, I'm curious that I didn't see the movies and I'm just getting this information from you and what you have to say, but the police reports said that you were doing prostitution or trying to make money? And were these, did you meet these men out of that, or how did you, is that what this came out of? And was it always that you were killing the men that were meeting you that way, or how did that go?
Why, are you looking for some work, you sick fucker?
No. I just want to understand how it was that you came to, I mean, was it like you were going to get all men who were looking for prostitutes? Was that something that was in your mind, that you were looking for all men?
No, because you're
Or
just
were
going
these
with the
particular-
lie that they've perpetuated. You're just going with the lie that they perpetuated, that I'm a hooking prostitute who is a serial killer. That's not it.
Right. So that's
It
what the
was
police report
self-defense.
says. Yeah, that's what the police report says. So I wanted to know how you saw that.
Yeah. I killed people who were raping me or who were gonna rape me. That's what it did.
So the police report
I was hooking because I was good at it. Doing it since I was 15.
Oh, since you were 15.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was good at it. Need money?
Mm-hmm. And you were married briefly too, weren't you?
Yeah.
What about him? Can you tell us anything about the man that you married, or how that experience was for you?
Well, I can tell you this, it didn't last long. Want to turn my life around? Didn't work. I had a bad temper. We were only married 9 weeks. But he was good.
Did he ever get a hold of you after you left each other, or did he ever contact you after, when you got arrested or anything? No. Okay.
He was 70 when I married him, so
Oh, he was
who knows
70.
where he is.
He was 70, huh?
Yeah,
Was
it was a safe space. I wanted to get right. Didn't work.
Wow.
You said you wanted to get right. Did you try to get right?
Yeah, I tried to settle down.
Yeah.
I was just used to my life.
Were your grandparents around for your marriage?
No.
Did he remind you of your grandpa?
No. If he
No.
did, I would have run.
You would have run.
Yeah. He was cruel.
Mm-hmm.
He was cruel.
Your grandpa was cruel.
Mm. He never raped me, like what people were saying. He didn't do that. It was his friend. But he was cruel.
Didn't he
Strict.
make you stand in front of him and strip and take off your clothes for him?
No. Uh-uh.
No, that was not true.
Mm-mm. Not true.
Did you tell your grandparents what had happened between your grandpa's friend and you?
No. They wouldn't have believed me.
So you say that your grandpa was cruel, and you believe you're going to heaven. What do you think you would say to your grandfather if you had one more opportunity for a conversation?
Huh. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I would just tell him to go to hell.
You're not in a position to forgive others at this point. It's just about forgiving yourself.
I don't even have to forgive myself. I know Jesus forgives me.
You don't
I know what I had to do was not right, but I did it.
If
I
you
don't
had it
understand.
all to do over again, do you think you would make the same decisions?
Yeah. Because there is wicked evil in this world.
So Aileen, really quick question. So is it safe to say, like, has anyone ever looked out for you? Like you mentioned, you know, were involved in prostitution at age 15, you know, did things at young ages. Did anybody older ever look out for you in a good way?
Older? No. Mm-mm. The
Like
only
any
person to
adult
ever look
figure?
after me was Keith. But he
And
died.
who was Keith again?
My brother.
Your brother. Okay. How do you think, it's kind of a weird thing to think about, but how do you think your life would be different if you had an adult figure or someone truly looking out for you and having your back that was alive your whole life? Or would that not really have made a difference and you would have chosen what you did anyway?
I just can't see anything other
Yeah.
than this.
Mm-hmm.
Barely knew my mom. Never met my dad. Grandpa was cruel. My grandma, she was all right, but she was never really there. So I don't know.
Thank you, Aileen.
Aileen, I just want to say on behalf of all the writing team, thank you for this insight. Is there any last thing you want to add for the book? Anything you want us to be sure to include?
Yeah. Just that I'm gonna be looking down on all you motherfuckers when the world is nuked. This is what's gonna happen.
You want
Yeah.
to warn people about that, or just that's what's happening?
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'll be off and who knows where, and new planet, reincarnated into a new life. I'll be living my best with Jesus on the starship. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And I guess I don't have to say good luck because it sounds like you're on your way to a beautiful next life.
All right, Gary. We need to know everything. Why don't you just start from the beginning?
Well, it was 1982. I was driving around in my truck with I had my son Matthew with me. I was looking for a prostitute, so I had pulled over. She asked me if I wanted a date for the night, and I said, yeah, I want a date. So I pulled over to ask her to get in the car to pick her up, and she saw Matthew, and you know, she thought she'd be okay, she'd be safe. She thought I'd be be a good guy.
Hmm.
So I picked her up,
Okay.
and
So I realize that she's just one of the ones on my list here. If you could, we'd like you to go back a little bit further. Maybe we can start with your childhood.
hmm, my mother, she I just wanted her to stop.
You wanted her to stop?
She was abusive.
In what way?
I just wanted her to stop.
Okay. Can you elaborate on what you wanted her to stop doing?
She couldn't love me.
Was she expressing that in a way that you wanted her to stop?
She was abusive. She belittled me.
Okay.
She wanted to send me to a school for retarded people. I'm not retarded. My mother and father fought about that a lot. I fantasized about having sex with her.
Okay.
I had seen her wear a two-piece swimsuit, and I thought she could teach a young boy how to be good at sex.
Your mother.
And my mother.
Mhm.
And I thought she could show me how to be good at having sex.
Okay. Why did you have these feelings about your mother? Did she in some way make you have these feelings with anything she did to you?
My mother, she used to wash me after I would wet the bed.
Okay.
Until I was 14, and she used to wash my genitals after every night that it happened.
Okay.
I had also fantasized about killing her.
Okay. Did you express these fantasies in any way early on?
When I was 16, I stabbed a little boy.
Right.
I think he may have been 6 or 7. I had always wondered what it would be like to kill someone. I had also practiced with animals. I had tortured animals in the past.
Okay.
Um,
When did you take this to the next level, Gary?
um, I was married to my first wife, Claudia, and I had just graduated high school. I was 20 years old, and I went and joined the Navy and Vietnam, and I had visited prostitutes in Vietnam, and I came home after 2 years and found out that Claudia had an affair.
Okay.
We divorced. My second wife, Marcia, who is Matthew's mother, that marriage had also ended due to infidelities.
On both ends?
Yes, on both sides, yes.
Okay. And did these sequences in your life make you act out in a certain way? How are they relative to why we're here today? I mean, I would pick up these prostitutes, and I wanted to kill them. Okay. When you were married to your second wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Marcia, yes.
You wanted to kill them?
I I would coax them into my truck, often with Matthew. The young girls would ask to see my ID, so I would cover my name, and behind my ID I would have a picture of Matthew. And Matthew was in the car sometimes.
Okay.
When these girls would come in the car, and they would think, oh, he can't be a bad guy if he has a little boy.
Okay. And then what happened when they got in the car?
I wanted to I would get behind them, and when they were not paying attention, I would wrap my arm around their necks, and I strangled them, and she screamed, and she tried to get out, and I said, if you stop, I'll let you go, but I wasn't gonna let go. I wasn't letting go.
You knew ahead of time that you were going to kill, you're saying she, thinking of one person, but you knew ahead of time maybe that with all of them you wouldn't let them go. Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't going to let them go.
Okay, so when you had your son in the car, you had your ID with the photo, you knew at this point what you were doing.
Yes, I knew.
Okay.
I knew I was going to kill these girls.
Okay. Do you want to share any more details on that? What would you do with the bodies after?
I would dump them in the Green River in Washington, and I took a couple to Oregon to confuse the police. I revisit the bodies and have sex with the dead bodies until they were too badly decomposed.
So you would visit the bodies often?
I just until I could kill again. That was to satisfy me.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you want to share about your process?
I just wanted to have more hits than any other serial killer. I wanted to have more kills than any other serial killer in U.S. history.
That's something that you valued. How many people would you say you've killed?
I've young girls, at least 70, 71.
Okay. We're going to have to talk about that a little bit more because right now, Gary, we have you confessing to 48 murders that we have been able to tie with some evidence. Now you're facing the death penalty, but the judge is willing to offer you a plea bargain if you tell us where the other victims of the bodies are located. The plea bargain is 48 consecutive life sentences plus 480 years with no chance of parole. I know that sounds heavy. Considering the alternative though, weighing your options, it's that or death. So, depending on what you want to do, you could tell us where the bodies are. Do you want to tell us where the bodies are? Okay.
There maybe a couple in Issaquah, Washington. A few in Enumclaw, Washington.
Okay.
At least two in Portland, Oregon. I will have to show you the rest.
Okay. And you're ready to show us the rest then?
I will show you the rest.
We have a lot to review here, Gary. Thank you so much for being forthcoming and agreeing to show us the rest of the bodies.
Hi, Gary. I'm Detective Valerie McFlay. Just wanting to step in here and just with a team of other detectives ask a few more questions. I gotta tell you, I'm just not buying your innocent act. You've killed a lot of people. You're admitting to it. You've said that you wanted to kill more serial killers than anybody else out there. How can you sit there and be so calm and cool and collected while just under 100 young women have been murdered or killed, or young men by your hand? How can you sit there and be so calm?
I mean, there are a lot of prostitutes out there, and growing up, my father used to complain about them on his drives home from work. And I knew knew they were out there.
Yes, but I just asked you how you can be so calm given these circumstances. You're showing no remorse, no emotion whatsoever from the murders that you've committed and the crimes that you've committed. You seem emotionless.
I know what I've done. I wanted to have more kills than any other serial killer.
Why? Why do you want to have more kills than any other serial killer, Gary?
I wanted to be loved. My mother didn't show me love.
So you think having more kills will provide love for you?
These girls, the prostitutes, they didn't show me love.
Did you have a regular job?
I worked at Kenworth in Washington painting trucks for 30 years when I got back from the Navy.
Okay. And how would you find your victims?
I would just drive around the SeaTac area and just pull over, and they'd ask if I was looking for a good time for the night.
Did any of your intended victims slip away from you?
No.
Gary, what excites you or what brings you joy?
Sex, and killing.
Those
And,
both bring you joy.
killing brings me joy.
And sex excites you.
Yeah, sex excites me.
Is that why you have sex in public?
Yes. I often I would ask my second wife Marcia to have sex outside, and these were areas where I had dumped bodies of prostitutes.
Did she know that? Was she?
No, Marcia didn't know that.
Weren't you known for being religious and going door to door to read the Bible and proclamate the word of God?
Yes. During my marriage to Marcia, I began reading the Bible a lot, and would often would use I often used my religion to force Marcia into having sex with me.
How would you do that?
I would tell her that that it was in the Bible.
Did
That
Did you split off your personality between like good guy, bad guy? How were you able to function knowing what you
my all my wives thought I was a good guy. I was not. I was originally a suspect in the late 1980s, but it wasn't until 2 years ago in 2001 where I was actually arrested.
So Gary, I'm curious. You kept saying that your son was in the car with you to ease the prostitute's mind. How old was your son when you brought him for these ride-alongs?
Matthew was he was 7.
And was he there for the murders, as the sex and the murders?
Yes, but I made sure he didn't see me. He didn't see me kill anybody.
But you'd let him see you have sex with them?
Yes. He was in the front seat while I was in the back seat.
What did you tell him about that?
I just said, you don't need to pay attention. We'll be quick.
Is he still around today? Have you heard from him, or is there any?
No. I haven't seen Matthew since 1999. I believe he's still with his mom.
Do you remember every victim?
Yes.
Did you want to get caught?
No.
Did you feel like your victims were the danger of having sex where you dropped your victims' bodies? Do you feel like that was a way to marry both worlds that you were trying to separate? Do you feel like somebody was watching and that's why it was exciting with your wife? What was the draw to do that?
It was just it was a memory. Where I would put their bodies would bring up memories of strangling them, of killing them.
How come you didn't ever harm your wife?
I did.
You did.
I did.
Did you ever harm or threaten your son?
No.
Besides letting him watch you have sex with a prostitute?
Yes. I never hurt Matthew.
But you must have threatened him to keep him quiet from telling on you.
No. I just made sure he didn't know that that I was killing them. It sometimes would happen outside the car.
And how did you justify bringing multiple women into a vehicle, strange women into a vehicle, which, you know, obviously isn't normal? Did he not question you about that? How did you explain who these women were?
I just said we're gonna give her a ride to wherever she needs to go.
Did you ever feel guilty or remorse for putting your son through that?
Yes. Yes, I feel remorse for Matthew.
Okay, well, thank you for nothing comes to mind. I find your lack of remorse and emotion and vulnerability to be disturbing. And our team will be putting that into our notes as we pass your case on to the DA. Do you have anything else you want to say to us?
No.
Okay.
Good. You're awake. You must want to know why. They all ask the same thing in between their screams. Of course, they meet the bitter end before they get an answer. But I do not want to rush this one. So, as you lay there, your blood dripping from your body for me to savor, I shall tell you. You must think your life is different. That if you just plead enough, maybe I spare you. Hundreds of little peasant girls just like you lie beyond these castle walls. No one comes looking for them. So why? That's the question, right? Well,
Why are you doing this?
you know, everyone wants wealth and power. It's the very reason you came here, no? To have a taste of riches, to live in a castle, be around the wealth. But little peasant girls like you only get so far. You were foolish enough to think you belong here. Now, you will never leave.
But why? You have everything.
Everything. You think you want to get to this point. Once you get here, there's little to amuse you. The desire for a rush deepens with age. The rage gets more powerful. But there's no one to hold you accountable. You think your cries go unnoticed right now. I was screaming for relief. No one heard. But then one day, a little peasant girl just like you pulled my hair with a brush. And I take that brush. I hit her so hard, blood spurt from her face. And in that moment, I finally know relief. The blood made the back of my skin on my hand glow. And I also knew I had finally found a regimen to keep me powerful and young and everlasting. You know, my own doctor told me to take blood for seizures once. But if he only knew what young virgin girl blood like yours could do.
You can't. You won't get away with it. You're gonna die for your. You're gonna pay for your sins.
You must think I built this all on my own. My husband built this chamber for me to do what I please to little girls like you. He became famous for his killings of prisoners of war. You see, everyone loves a story of torture and horror, unless they are the ones at the table.
Please.
Every prick of the needle between the fingers, every piece of flesh torn from my own teeth brings me nothing but euphoria. You did have a purpose in life, though. I will say. You're living it right now. Because every drop of blood that I can savor, and with every scream that turns into a whisper, I become invincible. Who could that be this evening? Perhaps Dorothea and Katerina coming to enjoy the fun too. I would not bother screaming if I were you. No one will hear you. And if they did, no one dares question Doherty family. You stay here. Oh, hello. So many of you tonight. Dressed in clothing I do not understand. What brings you here?
We are from a very special part of Hungary, known for our secret services of assisting royalties and any and all matters that may be required. We have heard rumors in the villages of you and your needs. And we want you to feel safe that you can share and talk to us so that we might help you accomplish whatever it is that you need. Maybe you could tell us what our duties as your sacred servants would be to work in your employment at the castle.
If you work for me, then you abide by my rules.
Yes, we
And
all agree to that.
you must never go down to the chamber.
We have been told on occasion you need help with certain things. Perhaps there's something we could do to be helpful. Maybe you could feel like you could talk to us about what it is that you require or do or need from special servants such as ourselves to help you accomplish your tasks.
Well, if you are saying that you are here to help me with what I do down in the chamber, then I guess I can tell you a little more.
Yes, we are absolutely under complete lock and key and loyal to you and your needs as you require. We just need to understand what some of our duties will be in helping you.
Well, the first thing would be to get me more girls. You see, they don't last long here. Whether they come from the areas where their parents sell them to me because they do not have money of their own, or whether they come from wealthy families wanting to learn more about what it means to be a royal.
Yes.
I need to have young girls coming in all the time because they do not last long here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What would you like us? Can you tell us what we'll do with them for you or how you'll want us to work with them for you?
They must be young. They must be virgins. And when they have ended their work for me, when I tell you that I no longer have need for them in the main house, you can take them to the chamber. And that is where I end their lives. I do this not only for my release, but I collect their blood. And I could use some help with that.
And I think you prefer it collected and used for bathing.
It started for beauty, yes. It started as a face regimen, accidental. But I realized that it not only had effects on my skin, but when I bathe in it, I am reborn again, and I am able to continue what I do with the power that I have from the blood of these young virgin girls.
And where is your husband in all of this?
My husband has passed away.
Did you love him at any point?
I did. I loved him very much.
And he knew about your taste in young blood?
My husband helped me in the beginning. It's been 4 years since he has passed away. He built this chamber for me to do what I do. He helped. He had his fun as well. But I did not like him around the virgin girls. All of their youth should only benefit me, not him, not them.
Your skin is beautiful. It is glowing and creamy. I completely can see how this beauty regimen is benefiting your glorification.
Thank you.
If you will permit other servants to speak, they may have questions. I think it's best we address everything now and then never speak of it again. Who else might, I know you might fear the great Elizabeth Bathory, but I think this is the time to get out in the open any concerns or questions you may have and how we might best serve her and her beauty.
Yes, Elizabeth, do you have any children that we will be, of your own, that we will be tending to?
I have 4 children, but they never know about what I do.
Will you be needing our help assisting and tending to them?
I would rather not mix the 2 types of workers. I do not want them exposed to any of it. Any of the people who see what happens.
Ms. Bathory, Countess Bathory, I have some concerns that now that you're dipping into the royal pool, shall we say, there may be some backlash. Are you afraid of that at all with needing to go out of the village and into the royal court?
We can always blame it on the girls. We can always say the deaths happened because of an illness, because somebody stole something. Everyone that comes here has a motive of some degree. So it won't be hard to put the blame on them.
What would happen if you were caught? There are so few circumstances in which, there's just no circumstances in which something like this has ever happened. It may very well be considered one of the first women ever to participate in a series of sacrifices.
Well, I love to be a first for something. But I do not think anyone would have an easy time finding the truth here. We covered up well. All the bodies are beyond the grave. We do not mark their graves. We put them behind the castle walls. No one knows. No one will know.
I believe Brent and Austin, that will be your job.
Yes. The stronger we can get you, the better, because there are there are a lot of bodies in a little amount of time to move.
What is there anybody particular in this group that you would like to have help you pin these women down and torture? Who of us might you think would best assist you in that?
Well, anyone who wouldn't steal my precious regiment from me. If I decide to gift it to you, that's one thing. But you cannot take, but I do, and try to overshadow me.
Is it true that you like to watch your servants sometimes torture these?
Oh, yeah. I have a few.
Doing for you?
What do they do for me? Well, just
What
see.
will we need?
What would you need to do? Well, sometimes I do get bored with the methods. And I like invention. Just the other day, we took somebody out back. We put hot oil and honey all over them and let them stay out back for hours, getting bit by the bugs and ultimately getting eaten by the animals. So, as long as things do not make you squeamish, then you have a place in this castle.
So how many little girls would we need to get and how often? Like once a week? You need one once a day?
I
What's
prefer to have no limits because I do not need to kill them right away. They can work for me. I can take what I need from them. So, once a day sounds like a good start.
Have there ever been any young women who you've let live?
No.
And is it always just about the blood? Like for instance, the one with the body with the honey and oil and then the animals ate it? Were you even able to get any fresh blood from that after that happened? Or was that one just to see it?
I have seizures sometimes, and I have other issues that have never made me feel complete and never made me feel listened to and never made me feel heard. Sometimes seeing these things brings me the joys that I need to feel whole again.
Elizabeth, what does a typical day look like for you outside of this? Is there anything else that you do, or maybe friends or lovers or?
I do love my children. They see a different side of me. And I do this in part to stay around longer for them. My friends, the closest ones are the ones that I can do this with. Some of them were servants once. But then I found that they had the same taste for blood that I do. And they're good at it too. Other than that, it's the only entertainment I need.
So you would like to have the servants who you trust take the girls downstairs to your room And then did I understand to maybe take the girls away after you're done with them and clean the room?
Yes. I will need special team for all of these things.
Hmm.
It would be wonderful if the strongest could take the bodies because there are so many in the buried.
Is there a place you prefer or like to have the bodies taken to after they're done?
There are several places out back, but we never mark the graves.
Oh.
I have heard stories of your genius in taking servant girls out into the freezing cold snow while you watch them joyfully scream in pain. Is that?
I do remember doing these things, yes. Those are all the inventive ways I am looking for help. I have tried many things. That is a favorite. Any way that I can prolong it and watch them scream. Because their life does not matter. They are foolish beings for thinking that they could be in the same realm as me. They are only good for one thing. And once I take that from them, they have no purpose anymore.
How do you select your next virgin girl? How do you select taking her to the chamber?
Well, it depends on the day. If she makes me angry, that is the one I choose. Or I could just be bored. Or she could be not doing her job well. It does not take much.
Do you ever hear backlash from the townspeople that their daughters have gone missing? And is that a problem? Should we be aware of how to handle that?
If you have questioned, now that I am seeking some that are from noble families. But, as I say, we can blame it on illness. We can blame it on them being thieves. But before, when it was just peasant girls, no, some families would sell them to me, never to speak to them again. That is how I liked it best, but we started running out of bodies.
Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say we are just at your absolute service, and you can count on us to take care of your needs.
Thank you.
Is there anything else, Countess?
I have nothing else to say.
Thank you for your time.